Everybody, this is Melissa, your free range psychic. Today is May 26th, 2024, and it is Memorial Day weekend. So today I'm going to do a reading on Judge Samuel Alito and the controversy now that has come up regarding photographs of Judge Alito flying the upside down flag, American flag, and also another allegation that he also has flown, I don't know whether it's at his home or some vacation retreat or something like that, a flag that is called the Appeal to Heaven flag. So if you, well, obviously you watched the beginning, there are examples of those two flags in there. The Appeals to Heaven flag, that is the pine tree flag. So they're both very inflammatory, I want to say, and unmistakable symbols that speak to the insurrectionists and Trump's Stop the Steal, and all of the extremely archaic and really ironically anti-constitutional, even though Judge Alito would call himself a strict constitutionalist, and so would his colleague Clarence Thomas and some of the others there. But they're going back to, like the 16 and 1700s, honestly, when they make that claim. And the upside down flag, or the upside down American flag, was used by sailors when they were in distress. And then it was adopted. I think it might have been used in, Vietnam War protests, but much more recently, it's been co-opted by the January 6th insurrectionists that signify this like justification and this clarion call to the world that our country is in distress, and therefore a revolution is justifiable. And it is a big deal that here you have a judge, a Supreme Court judge, number one, but then, he's going to be weighing down, and has weighed down on very important Supreme Court cases that have touched upon or been focused on matters directly related to the insurrection or the attempted insurrection on January 6th, 2020. And then you have, President Trump himself, who the Supreme Court, by accepting that, to hear those cases, or that case on whether presidents can have immunity from everything, apparently, and they're delaying it, and that's specifically to allow President Trump to continue his campaign to be president. And so there's so many biases, and it's the same, of course, with Thomas. Both of them mirror images of each other, and both of them also have wives who are very much activists for this revolution and Stop the Steal, whatever revolution that Trump and his followers are on or represent. And they're they're like missionaries for this cause to bring down our government, really. So I wanted to read to you real quick. I thought maybe I could do it from memory, but I wouldn't do it justice. Certain um, things behind this, things that are important for us to understand. So this one is the New Apostolic Reformation. People related to this movement, many of them have those flags obvious out in front for people to see, to know this is a tell. Like, I'm part of this. This represents me. I mean, they might even have pins that they would wear. And Mike Johnson, by the way, is one of these people, Speaker of the House, that they belong to this movement. So I'm going to read to you from Wikipedia what this movement's all about. And it's the NAR for short. So the NAR is a theological belief and movement that combines elements of Pentecostalism, evangelicalism, and the Seven Mountain Mandate to advocate for spiritual warfare to bring about Christian dominion over all aspects of society and end or weaken the separation of church and state. The NAR leaders often call themselves apostles and prophets. Long fringe movement of the American Christian right, it has been referred to as one of the most significant and controversial movements in late 20th century. Evangelicalism. The NAR's prominence and power has increased since the 2016 election of Donald Trump as U.S. President. Theology professor Andre Gagne, author of the 2024 book on the movement, has characterized it as inherently political. Many notable American Republican politicians such as Mike Johnson, Doug Mastriano, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, and activists such as Charlie Kirk have aligned with it, including Judge Sam Alito and Judge Clarence Thomas. So it's pretty scary. And they really are in this spiritual army. And that's their first allegiance. I just need to tell you that. It's not the American flag. It's not this government. It's not our president. Their first allegiance is to to destroy our government, according to what the New Apostolic Reformation is all about. That's what they do. You can see it in Speaker Johnson. He's just so sanctimonious, but it's his whole, every fiber of his being, why he was allowed to be Speaker of the House by these Freedom Caucus people, is because this is what he believes in. This is what he represents. So I'm using the Sarah Marchetti Gilded Tarot cards, so you can find them if you're looking for them under the Easy Tarot on Amazon or wherever you get your cards. And then we have an oracle card by this beautiful deck author Angela Hartfield. The deck itself is called Whispers of Healing. Okay. Well, yeah, at the end there will be a musical interlude as per usual. Please stick around for that. Of course, always, 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 this card, the Devil, is representing the gist of the matter, the energy, what is represented in terms of motivation, in terms of alliance. So this would be Trump, but this is also truly this evil energy that will stop at nothing to destroy our government. And then here's the Hierophant. Oh, and these cards were chosen by my guides, just so you know. This is Judge Alito, and the Hierophant would be the religious overlay, but also his position on the Supreme Court. And he's above. He's the judge. He's the bishop, right? But he's above. It's like he's above the church, above the law. At the same time, and yet he has a lifetime appointed seat, and it seems like very little short of impeachment that can get rid of him. So he can do what he wants to do. He has no. He's so arrogant, I should say, that he doesn't hide it, but this is who he is. Above is the tower. So this is a judge who truly wants to bring down the American government, and thus he flies the upside down flag, the upside down American flag that is saying this is a nation in distress. And the appeals to heaven flag that goes back to John Locke in, I think, 1600s, but is used to justify if you have a nation in distress and you feel it is such that it's imperative that this, of course, it is your government, that is the ruling institution is causing irreparable harm in your mind, then you have every right to seek to destroy it. In the past, we come up with pentacles, 6 of pentacles, 4 of pentacles. The guides say there's just been so much foreign money and money from, or dark money from, like the Koch brothers money, all kinds of money that has been poured into the coffers of Judge Alito that can easily sway him to make a decision for or against a ruling that might impact the various parties that are contributing. And this is millions, if not like billions of dollars, towards I'm not even just saying Judge Alito, but who's ever corruptible in the Supreme Court, because the Supreme Court is so important in our balance of government. And then 4 of Pentacles, which is just greed, an abyss of greed. There's never enough, and he's willing to take it all. Give me what you got, and if it's enough, I'll make that ruling you want. That is not supposed to be what according to everything I've learned, and according to, I'm sure, the founding fathers, they did everything they could, I think, to, except actually, term limits and ethics rules would have been helpful. But I'm not saying they did everything they could. I take that back. I'm saying that it's not how they perceived it. And for so long, this is not how it's been perceived. It's been such a lofty position, and the idea that it could be misused like this in such an egregious way, and so in our faces, to the point where it's treasonous. It's so maddening. And frightening. So the motivation card underneath. Oh, and those last 2 cards were like in the near past. This is the Knight of Swords. So this is the new Apostolic Reformation. This is the holy war that Judge Alito is on here. And women's rights, to end right to choice, to end fight probably for women to vote eventually, and for African Americans to vote, and for whatever wasn't around, like when the Constitution first was developed, which was really just giving rights to rich Caucasian landowners. And I always wonder how, because Justice Thomas is Also, the same thing. How does he not see how it would impact him? But somehow he, again, being a justice, would be above all that, right? It wouldn't affect him. He can do whatever he wants. And so can his wife. And that's what we got here. In the future, we have coming, however, and I believe, and I hope, I'm a human. I could be wrong. I could be certainly biased because how I wish things could work out. But what I see is the House, the Senate, and the executive branch all being run by Democrats after 2024 at least, if not before, because wow, that the Congress has such a narrow margin of, and it's so in so much discord and chaos that it's possible that Hakeem Jeffries will be Speaker of the House before the 2024 election, but at least afterwards, we're going to see these two forces coming into play. This is justice and this is judgment. And what I see is impeachment, that Samuel Alito will be impeached. And I think also Clarence Thomas, but really this reading is about Alito. This is coming up for them to be ousted from the Supreme Court. And the overarching card here is the Five of Swords, which just makes absolute sense here, along with the Knight of Swords, which is they're coming full force to bring on their very destructive and tyrannical agenda. And this is a card of the narcissist. This is a warrior who has no compunction about causing mass carnage and misery to achieve his goal. And this is the act against the government to bring this in or bring it into manifestation. The outcome card the guides show me is Ten of Swords and Death. So this is an ending of this insidious plot using the power of the Supreme Court to one of the major edifices of our government to bring it down. But this is the end. And the corruption and the greed and all of that as being something that's overlooked, that we can't control once these judges are appointed. So I think what the guides showed me was that there may be term limits. I do see them expanding the court into 13 judges for better representation. A lot's going to change if we do get all three branches of government, which is why you got to vote, because that will save us, and we will no longer have these corrupt Supreme Court judges. That doesn't mean, there won't be conservative judges or this or that, but to the extent that Samuel Alito and I think he'd probably even Gorsuch, though I think Gorsuch is a lot less ostentatious. Amy Coney Barrett, even though she can also veer on another side to support some things for women, they're all tainted by that adherence to this new Apostolic Reformation, and or very, very much susceptible to greed and corruption. So that is my reading on Judge Samuel Alito. Very scary stuff. Indeed. Okay, now we're going to segue to the Oracle card, which is Unexpected. But so much of the world mistakenly believes that there is a lack of resources. Holding a scarcity belief can be quite painful and unnecessary, uh, causing unnecessary fear and desperation. An attitude of abundance recognizes that there will always be new chances, unexpected windfalls, and opportunities on the way. There's never just one opportunity, a lone chance of a single uh, uh, choice. The number of opportunities matches the number of stars in the sky. This card is a boon. Right now, you have a magical touch. You are going to receive good news, a huge opportunity, or something completely unexpected. Do you have a positive mindset? Believing you are abundant will really help get you through the tight times. Affirming your abundance will help shift your mindset so you can accept a life of plenty. Unexpected. Okay, you guys. I always remind you at this point, I'm still available for personal readings. I read on past lives, anything in the present. I am a medium, and I love to introduce you to your guardian angels. My information is below in the description box, or if you wait to the end, or you can scroll to the end of this video, and I put it at the very end, how you can contact me, etc. You just need to email me or call the number to set, or text. I shouldn't say call, text the number. Texting is better, it's easier for me, and we can set something up. Also want to thank everybody who could drop into my live, and I'll be doing more of those, no worries. Okay, take care, you guys. Bye bye.